Breitling SuperOcean has been a dive watch icon since 1957, and the SuperOcean Chronograph Reference 807, according to Breitling, was the world's first ever dedicated diver's chronograph, so clearly a significant collection. But do enduring icons ever need a refresh? Of course the answer is yes, but the question is, what needs to change? What needs to be refined? And how much change is too much change where it no longer resembles what made it such an established design in the first place? Well, the SuperOcean Heritage range has now received its first refresh since 2017, and I suspect many of you will like this next generation. The range is quite expansive, with SuperOcean Heritage automatics in new 36mm and 40mm sizes, along with 42mm and 44mm sizes as well. So every wrist is really catered to. The SuperOcean Chronograph, however, is strictly in a new 42mm size, which is notably down from 44mm. All of these cases have been refined to be thinner than their predecessors, along with more ergonomic proportions, and we have new calibres entering the mix as well. Now, there are a total of 30 new configurations across the new Breitling SuperOcean Heritage range, including a limited edition designed in collaboration with surfing GOAT and long-standing member of the B Squad, Kelly Slater. But I want to hone in on the three examples we were able to get hands-on with: a blue sunburst-style configuration of the SuperOcean Heritage B01 Chronograph 42, a green sunburst-style variant of the SuperOcean Heritage B31 Automatic 40, and a light green reference within the SuperOcean Heritage Automatic 36 range. All of the SuperOcean Heritage B31 automatics, spanning from 40mm to 44mm, feature the new manufacturer-exclusive B31 caliber that debuted in March, which not only increases the power reserve from 70 hours to 78 hours, but also allows for a thinner case. So, just how much of these dimensions really changed? Using the 42mm size as an example, the thickness is down from 14.35mm to a svelte 12.03mm thick. The lug-to-lug has also come down considerably, dropping down from a sizable 51.58mm lug-to-lug to 49.55mm lug-to-lug. Now, for the SuperOcean Heritage B31 Automatic 40 we actually have in hand here, it measures 40mm in diameter, just 11.73mm thick, and 48.2mm lug-to-lug, so great size. I cannot imagine anybody would take issue with these refined measurements, especially when the cases remain a screw-down crown secured 200 meters water resistant and now feature an exhibition case back we did not have previously. And they're thinner despite the exhibition case back too. That's an important point to note. The SuperOcean Heritage B31 automatics all have ceramic inserts that color match their respective black, blue, or green sunburst styles for their unidirectional bezels. It is worth noting, however, that the 40mm segment is only available in black and green, at least for now. By my estimation, it appears we have a slightly tweaked style for the applied indexes, but naturally, Breitling has kept the signature spear hours hand and sword minutes hand. All of the hour indices and the three central hands incorporate superluminova for visibility and darkness, and lastly, we still have a symmetrically positioned date window at the 6 o'clock position, though they are not color matched to the dial. Moving towards the strap options, we also have a refined mesh bracelet said to be thinner to match the new case proportions, and now integrated to sit perfectly flush against the case. Breitling phrases this as watertight integration. You also once again have dial-matching rubber straps with a textured pattern that mimics the mesh bracelet, but there is also no longer a gap between the case and strap. Instead, just like the bracelet, it now sits flush to the case. These straps are all secured to the wrist via steel folding clasp. Next up, the Breitling SuperOcean Heritage B01 Chronograph 42, as its name suggests, is now presented in a different size and uses a different automatic caliber than the prior Heritage Chronograph 44. Instead of the ETA 7750 base caliber 13, the Chronograph 42 utilizes Breitling's manufactured B01 caliber that boasts 28 more hours of power reserve with its 70-hour stamina. This B01 not only affords the ability to have a slimmer case that measures 14.55mm thick instead of the 44's 15.65mm thickness, it also results in a completely different dial layout with a new sense of balance and symmetry we often see from B01-driven chronograph watches. And just to cross all the T's and dot all the I's, the stainless steel 200-meter water-resistant case measures 42mm in diameter, 14.55mm thick, and 49.56mm lug-to-lug. Instead of 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 6 o'clock position counters and a day-date complication at the 3 o'clock position, the dial, whether green, black, or blue sunburst like we have here, The dial has now been distilled down to a small seconds counter at the 9 o'clock position and an elapsed minutes counter at the 3 o'clock position, with a date window placed symmetrically between them at the 6 o'clock position. And like the automatics, you have the option to purchase the Chronograph 42 on either a mesh bracelet or a rubber strap that both sit flush to the case. Lastly, while we've seen 36mm SuperOceans, we have not had 36mm SuperOcean Heritage models. The stainless steel SuperOcean Heritage Automatic 36mm, available either in blue or light green, measures 36mm in diameter, 10.42mm thick, and 42.84mm lug to lug. And despite its smaller size, it remains equally robust with a 200-meter depth rating that is secured by a screw-down crown and equally accurate with a COSC-certified caliber, just like the rest. It is also paired with the same flush-to-case Ocean Classic mesh strap or dial-matching rubber strap. However, the 36 does not use the B31 manufacturer-exclusive movement and instead uses the 42-hour automatic Breitling Caliber 10, which is the brand's adaptation of an ETA 2892-A2. Overall, I think we can agree that all of the refinements, improvements, and new size variety are welcome evolutions. When sports watches are thinner and sit better on the wrist, they feel much more elevated and luxurious. So on those grounds, I have to give Breitling a tip of the hat, a job well done. With the B31, I appreciate the increased caliber stamina and the new exhibition of the caliber. My one note, not even a criticism necessarily, is that the B31 does not have a full balance bridge that would presumably better resist against shock, but considering Breitling has built its name on robustness, I suspect we all don't really have anything to worry about on that front. The chronograph at 42mm is definitely a more democratic size, and its dial layout, thanks to the transition to the B01, which also increases the endurance offered by the movement, definitely nets a more balanced dial. And the Breitling SuperOcean Heritage Automatic 36 broadens the demographic of who can enjoy a SuperOcean that much more. Though some will consider the caliber drop-off a potential Achilles heel, I suspect this segment will have the advantage of bolder color exploration like the currently size-exclusive light green colorway that we have here. What do you think of this new SuperOcean Heritage range and the refreshes it brings? Are you now eager to bring a SuperOcean Heritage into your collection? If so, which would you pick? Let me know down in the comments below.